Uber just announced a new feature on their app that has been getting a lot of attention, and I gotta be honest, I like this idea. You can see right away, Uber deploys rides with car seats for kids, simple and stress-free. This is called Uber Car Seat, and the rides come with a Nuna Rava car seat installed. I'm not an expert on car seats, by the way. I'm assuming that's a good one though, right? And going down here, you can see that they just announced a newest service, Uber Car Seat, and Uber users will be given the option to order a ride with a car seat available for their kids. This will give the new feature will give parents and caretakers a quote-unquote peace of mind when getting the little ones around town. You can see this as a quick example. And the idea is that it will eliminate the need for passengers to bring their own car seat, which makes travel simple and stress-free. At Uber, we understand the challenges parents face when traveling with young children, especially when it comes to safety and convenience. And as it says right here, let me go down here. The seat can accommodate children from 5 pounds to 65 pounds. Makes sense. And right now, at least at the exact time of this video, it is available in New York and LA to start. And then it'll probably be spreading to other places. Going to the Uber site to show you, you can see right here, that kind of like I said before, Uber Car Seat, available with the Nuna Rava? Is it Rava or Rava? I'm not sure. And in order to do so, for my both passengers and drivers, I think this is very interesting. If you pull up the Uber app, find the car seat option, and then you request it. So it seems like it's the same exact price as an UberX or a normal Uber. However, a $10 car seat surcharge will be applied to your total price. And going here, this is kind of the main nitty gritty that the Uber car seat rides are currently equipped with 1 seat per car in terms of the availability. They're up here. Right now, it's just in NYC and LA, like I said. And it can be used in a rear-facing or front forward-facing position for children weighing 5 to 65 pounds. And then, like I said, it's a $10 surcharge. I gotta be honest, I really like this idea for a few different reasons. Now, first off, here's how it looks if you go to order a Uber car seat. This is on my own Uber app. You can see here in LA, of course, because it does exist right now in just LA and New York City. And what I like about this is two main things I like about this. One is that I like that it's a very specific, unique option. It's not like a subclause of a regular Uber. You have to kind of scroll and then select it manually, basically saying, look, you know you're getting a ride specifically with a car seat. And there's a big reason why I'm mentioning this. I'll talk about that in a second, that it's very ultra specific. The second thing is you do have to kind of book it in advance. Kind of unfortunate, but it does make sense. Not every Uber has a car seat, of course. So it makes sense that you have to kind of schedule it, being like, okay, I have to leave the house at 3 p.m. It's 2:30. I'm now going to try to book it for 3. Hopefully 1 is here by then. So keep in mind, if you are planning on using this feature, don't just be like, oh, shoot, I'm running late. I'm going to order Uber car seat. Who knows how long it might take you to get one. Just want to say that as a side note. There are a couple of things, though, that do pop into my head. Again, pros and cons. One, I, in general, though, got to say, I do like this idea because I remember, when it comes to driving, when I have had parents get in the car, it's a bit nerve-wracking on both ends. For some parents, and a lot of parents are like, shoot, like, what do I do? Like, do I bring a car seat with me? But then when I get to my destination, do I just carry it around everywhere? I will say, though, kind of interesting, I have seen these. They're like almost like Transformers, where it's a car seat that transforms into a stroller and back into a car seat. Like, you can go back and forth. That's a great feature. So I will say that, if, like, say you're traveling and you're a parent as well, they're super expensive. Like, I'm talking multiple hundreds of dollars. Way more expensive than you think, but it is a cool product. But anyway, and let's say you don't have that, which I feel like they're super expensive, it is a bit tricky. As a parent, do you bring the car seat, but then you have to carry it around with you? But if you don't bring it, the idea of just holding a kid like this, of course, is way less safe than, of course, having a car seat designed for safety. Is a tricky gamble. And so for most parents, I feel like, although it might be more expensive, paying an extra $10, well worth the peace of mind and the peacefulness to know your child's a lot more safe, right? And then on the driver's end, I remember there's been times where I was driving and someone gets in the car with a kid and I'm like, oh my God, like, God forbid something happens in this ride, regardless of if it's my fault or not, and they're just holding the kid like this. It's super nerve-wracking as a driver any single time I feel like you're dealing with a young child, just in general, right? Because, of course, safety is the number one priority in general, of course. And so I do like this idea on both ends. That as the driver, even ignoring the fact that you're getting paid more, of course you are getting paid more because of that extra $10 surcharge the person's paying. I mean, if you think about it, it is a nice peace of mind that you have a car seat in your car now designed for this. So if someone gets in your car, you don't have to be kind of nerve-wracking being like, oh my God, if someone hits me, what's going to happen? You have that car seat for ultra safety. And in addition, keep in mind, as the driver, you will be notified, right? It makes sense if you're driving around, you do have that car seat, that it will notify the person. Now, I'm very interested in it as well to see, interested in it in terms of what the driver's side of things will look like. I tried to find some research on this. This is so new that I don't really see any nitty gritty, because to me, if let's say I'm driving and I have the car seat, well, I can't fit 4 people, right? Typically, you can fit 4 people plus you. You're driving, someone in shotgun, 3 in the back. That's the typical kind of layout of a typical sedan. Does that mean now I leave the car seat there and I have 2 people and 3, so that I can only fit 3 people now? I'm not sure. Granted, I guess you could always, of course, take out the car seat and put it, like, say, in your trunk, but then that also adds a bunch of other interesting questions, right? For example, does that mean if I'm driving, doing normal rides, I get a car seat ride, I have to pull over, enable the car seat, install it, and then get back in the driver's, and then do the Uber car seat ride, get out of my car, put the car seat in the trunk, and then go back to normal driving and go back and forth? Is that what you have to do? Or does Uber just say, hey, just letting you know, because there's a car seat in this car, this specific Uber that's going to pick you up, even though it's not Uber car seat, can only fit maximum 3 people? Is that the way it's going to work? And in addition to, as a parent, is this something that, like, say, if an Uber pulls up, will you want to install the car seat yourself? Would you want to check it? Like, maybe it's something that the Uber driver will install it there in front of you for peace of mind, so you can see, okay, I know that they're, buckling it in the correct way, and it's correctly installed, and it's secure, and all these kind of nitty-gritty things. I'm assuming there has to be at least some type of training the Uber driver does have to do as well. Again, I really looked into this, didn't really see too many details. It was kind of tough to find anything specifically, but it does make sense in a general way that what will happen is the Uber driver will get that car seat, and they'll be able to do the ride. And this is, I think, good too on the Uber driver side, because I feel like for me, when it comes to this, the most basic aspect of being a rideshare driver, accepting or denying a ride, if I do sign up for Uber car seat and I have the car seat on me, and let's say I get a ride, I'm like, you know what? I don't know, like, I just don't feel comfortable doing Uber car seat rides. I can deny it, give it to a different Uber car seat person. Remember, you don't have to do this as an Uber driver. And I feel like what's good about this, I think in general, is that means that, like, say, if you don't feel comfortable having kids in your car, regardless of the car seat or not, I feel like this will help start separating that kind of fork in the road, where if, like, say, you are a parent and you're going to order an Uber, you know that the Uber you're going to get, of course, 1, is equipped for your kid with the car seat, but 2, which I know sounds a bit obvious, but is important to mention, they are comfortable and are ready to have kids in their car. For me, I hated the fact, again, I've mentioned this before, where, I pull up to someone's house, a mom will get out, and they'd be holding their baby, and I'm like, oh my God, and now I'm like super scared, God forbid if something goes wrong. Well, in this case, I feel like if it's going to make more parents choose Uber car seat for ultra safety, that means that there's less people choosing regular Ubers when they're with their kids. I think that's a huge thing. So I think all around, I think this is a good idea. Parents pay a little bit extra, but they have that peace of mind. They don't have to worry about carrying extra stuff with them in terms of the car seat and all this kind of stuff. They pay for that peace of mind. In addition, on the Uber driver side, you're going to get paid more. And on both ends too. I think this helps out both type of Uber drivers. If you don't mind having kids being in your car, you install the car seat, boom, you're going to make more money, and you're kind of ready for that kid when that car, when you pull up with your car to get that ride. On the other end though, if, like, say you're like, hey, I don't like having kids in my car at all, I don't want to do this, you're probably, more likely than not, like, so if you do drive right now in LA and New York, you're probably going to get now less rides with kids, at least hopefully, because they're going to be ordering Uber car seat. I think all around, this is a great idea. Unfortunately, like I said though, it does only exist currently in New York and LA. They're going to be testing it out like they do pretty much everything. But I gotta say, in general, I think this is a great idea and a great move forward because, I've said it before and I'll say it again. I think a lot of times when people think about taking Ubers and Lyfts, they just think going to the bars, you're drinking, so you don't want to be driving. But a lot of people rely. I said this before. I look at Uber and Lyft and ride sharing in general as a necessity, as in, like, I look at rideshare drivers as, essential workers, because a lot of people need them if they're handicapped, if they're disabled. Of course, if you're a parent and you have only one car, and like say someone uses that car to go to work, but you still need to get around yourself and you don't have a vehicle, but you still want to bring your kid with you, et cetera, et cetera. Taking Ubers and Lyfts and ride-sharing in general is a necessity right now in our society, and it's an essential element of our society. Love it or hate it, it is now here to stay. And I think this adds another, at least, good feature for parents who take Ubers and Lyfts a lot, especially with their kids.